Hey guys, I just wanted to make this quick video about telling what it feels like to me to have OCD and to experience it. And the reason why I'm doing this is because actually right at this moment, it's kind of there more. It's been there more today and recently, and it's not nice. Really not nice. Um, I have no idea why it's gone like this, but you can just have periods where it's gone for ages and then it can just. It's not as bad as some periods that I have had it. That's probably down to therapy. I've actually got therapy tomorrow. Um, I just wanted to make this to talk about what it's feeling like right now. Well, currently right now I'm feeling apathetic, and if you don't know what that means, that basically means it feels like I'm feeling nothing. And that is a common thing that can happen as a result of anxiety, and OCD is an anxiety disorder. Um, and I'll talk about um, now what it feels like to have OCD, like, and have an episode of it. Um, it starts off with a thing that causes it, and it's in relation to what your obsession is. Again, I'm not going to disclose that, but let's just say it ain't nice. So you see something or someone that relates to it, you know, depending on what your obsession is. And what it feels like to me when I see that trigger, um, it's complicated. It's not complicated, I guess. It feels like a complete switch of the mind, like how I like to picture it. For me, so I've heard people say they picture OCD as like this is them, and it's like some separate entity that follows them around. I like to picture it as having two separate minds. So this is my normal rational mind, and this is the OCD mind. When I get triggered, um, it kind of is my normal mind, and there's like a switch in the middle, and it switches to the OCD mind. This is why you can't just say to someone, "Why can't you just stop?" Because it switches, and it's, you can't, you shouldn't do it. It's, I'm talking about compulsions here. You shouldn't do it, but because it's a switch of mind, it's a lot harder to think in that way than you'd expect. Because in that moment, and this is because of anxiety, it's a fight or flight response. What happens in anxiety is you start to think more black and white. You can't, and my therapist actually told me about this. When anxiety increases, it's like a triangle. As anxiety increases, your ability to expand your thoughts decreases. So it's like that. So it begins to be, this thing proves it true, therefore it's true. When in actuality it's probably like loads of different things, and it's only when you're out of it that you can realize, oh man, it doesn't, that's not true, I can think now. So that's like, it's, for me it's like a switch of mind. And like I said, it's been kind of really weird today. Have no idea why. Well, actually, I kind of know why. It's some stress at school, and that can cause that stress can actually cause an episode of OCD. I'm trying to think now, because what usually happens is if I have if I go to bed, I'll wake up and it'll probably be fine, and it usually is. So that's something I usually say to myself anyway if I'm having a bad day. Literally, it's better luck next time, because I'm usually fine the next day. I can think more clearly. Well, yeah. I find that when I'm not so bad, I'm more doing mental compulsions. But when I'm really bad, I start doing physical ones, and I don't have many physical, but I have the odd one. One of which is that, literally, and kind of weird hand movements. Like, I don't know, I think my logic behind it is to try and get myself to not think about it, which in itself is a compulsion, because trying to force them away. But I'll do like weird hand movements, Like, I mean, for ages, I mean, there was one that I had really bad, like, I'd go like that, as I was near something that was causing me anxiety. I actually ended up with like a bit of a blister there because of that doing that so much. I don't actually do that one anymore. Then I, for some reason, moved on to clicking my fingers, and now recently I just do weird hand movements every now and then. But I don't do them very rare. I do them very rarely. Sorry. Um, yeah. So it's been a weird day, to be honest. And instead of allowing myself to sit with my thoughts and just get worse and worse, I decided I'd make this video to talk about how I'm actually feeling, basically, so that people have a better insight into it. You know, something bad, at least I can get something good out of it, is the kind of logic behind it. And I'm still optimistic for tomorrow, because like I said, I've got my therapy CBT session thing tomorrow, and yeah. So yeah, it feels like a switch of mind. I think that, yeah, and it is like completely different from my normal self. It switches. People think it's just you know, like a little thing. It's like a complete change of mind, and that's why people do these irrational behaviors, whether physical or mental. It's because they've changed. It's literally like a change of mind. You can also feel like, when it starts anyway, it's like a seed, which would be the intrusive thought, and it's how I like to think of it like this anyway, how an obsession starts, if you're curious. A seed, which is an intrusive thought, which can happen from just random thoughts. Generally, though, it only, for me, has happened from seeing something and then thinking the thought. So I see something, I get a what if, and out of that grows a tree, and that tree is like the thing that's getting worse, and then it branches out, and like from those branches you get little branches, so like then you're trying to answer all these questions that are happening during the day and all that. It can leave you mentally, and actually, from what I've found, physically exhausted as well. I find when I wasn't in treatment, I found I'd come home and literally go straight to bed because I felt like, at first it was because I felt like it'd be easier to cope with the anxiety about it, but I also, because it really just made me completely exhausted doing these rituals, and I'm not really sure why they make me exhausted, but they just do. But yeah, I thought I'd turn something negative into something positive so people can have more of an understanding, basically. And although I'm not perfect right now, I'm still optimistic that tomorrow will be a better day, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, to be honest. And yeah, pretty much. It is really annoying because it comes out of nowhere. You'll be doing fine, and then your brain will just come up with some reason why your fear is true, and then it just spirals from there, and it's just really, really annoying. Actually, annoying is an understatement, really, because you don't want to be doing any of these compulsions, and every time I do them, I feel worse about myself, to be honest, because I feel like, oh, I don't need to do these. And when I do one, I know it could lead to another, and then I could lead to back to where I was. But yeah, it's probably just a blip. So I'm pretty sure you guys, if you worry, you don't need to worry about me. I'm fairly certain this is just a blip. They happen sometimes, even when you're fully recovered. From what I've heard, people can get blips of their mental disorder all the time. But like I said, I've got therapy tomorrow, so I can air out there, so that's good. That is good. So, it's just a quick video because I just wanted to talk about this, so I hope you got a bit more insight into what it feels like, and yeah, so see you.